Welcome to Backstage with Richard Ridge. I'm in the Tony Awards suite at Sofitel NYC, which is the official hotel to the 2019 Tony Awards, and I'm sitting with one of this year's nominees for Best Actor in a Musical for his side-splitting lead performance of Beetlejuice. Please welcome Alex Brightman. Alex, thank you for sitting with me today.
I was forced to.
I think I forced you to come, didn't I?
Yeah, I'm actually, you can't see this, but I'm chained from the back to this couch.
He really is.
And they have my family hostage. Please let my family go.
But we had to have you today, just so you know that.
I love being here.
All right.
I can't shake because we're both in the wrong hand to shake.
I know we are right here. Let's do this.
There you go.
It's a new handshake.
I'm running for mayor.
Well, listen, first of all, congratulations on this nomination.
Thank you.
You know, we just spoke opening night, which was almost seemed like yesterday, right?
That was that's the best part of this whole experience is that we got to open the show and then right away find out we got nominated to go right into this. I think it's the best way to do it because you don't have to wait 4 months, you open and then it's like reopening a show, getting nominated for a Tony Award. So it's nice to sort of do it all at once. I much prefer it.
It must be so exciting because this is such a fun show, Beetlejuice. I mean, from the audience's standpoint, what's it like being a part of this show?
Insane.
Yeah.
And I gotta find better like cliche things to say, but like it's a dream come true, truly. I mean, it's one of those things where you dream maybe someday I'll be in a show where I get to blow fire out of my hands and use a silly voice and scare people and make people laugh and make people blush and do all that in 1 2.5 hour situation, and then this show comes along. So it's insane. But it's a blast because we got to actually create something over 3 years.
Yeah.
So it's something that like I'm really proud of the work we've done and the work I've done. I've never worked on something for this long. So it's really cool to have it open and to have people like it and to have people want to nominate us.
Yeah. What was your audition like? Was it like 10 minutes?
10 minutes. I don't even think it was 10 minutes. I think 10 minutes it always feels longer.
Totally.
It does. You'll be in there, you're like, man, how long was I in there? For like 45 seconds. But it probably was 5 to 7 minutes. I would say if I really had to put a number on it. I walked in and I had just done a reading with the producers of the Warner Brothers people of another musical they were developing, playing sort of an a-hole character, another Michael Keaton character actually, and I love it. Walked in, saw one of the guys who famously, one of the producers, Mark Kaufman, who's great, but he likes to sit front row at the readings and he jiggles his feet and he likes to like say your lines with you. And so I walked in, I went, and I on instinct, forgetting where I was, I went, oh no, are you here too? Are you going to be doing all my lines like that? So I sort of, the way Timbers put it, you sort of like oddly bullied your way into the part.
I love it. It's like, we got to hire him.
Yeah, he's like, the sides went fine, the song was good, but you really just, your energy in general was sort of the dangerous type of energy we were looking for.
You were shot out of the cannon. The second that show begins, you're on stage, you just whip the audience, you have them in the palm of your hand, but it's nonstop for you.
It is. There's nothing better than that. You don't do theater to play a coma patient.
Or sit backstage.
Yeah. I mean, the next role I'm going to do is going to be a coma patient. But no, I just like not being bored.
Yeah.
So when I have massive anxiety, I have that which leads to depression. So but what combats that is not being bored. So if I can keep myself engaged and doing stuff, then the anxiety goes away, which then the depression goes away. Better than any pill I've ever taken. And, that's why I do those kinds of roles. That's why I really try hard to audition for those types of roles. I don't like to be bored.
I mean, you're brilliant at what you do because you do everything in this show.
Yes.
Like you said, fire out of your hands.
I get launched out of the stage like Beyonce at the Super Bowl every night. P.S. Anyone that's ever seen the show so far, as terrifying as that looks, it's way more terrifying to do. It never gets old. I'm never used to it. No, I never will be.
Okay, we have to talk about the voice.
Yeah.
What is it called again, what you do?
It's called ventricular fold phonation.
Okay.
Google it, kids.
Okay.
And then I have to find I got to figure out a 30-second way to do this because I am fascinated by it.
Yeah.
But I have such a hard time articulating it. There's 2 pieces of cartilage, muscles, and cartilage in your throat. Sorry, I just had a salad, so I have indigestion.
It's all good.
That's okay. It's life. We're humans. It's called the corniculate cartilage and the arytenoid cartilage. They sort of look like 2 cashews that are like above your vocal cords up here. So
Okay.
they lie above your vocal cords. So your vocal cords make sound around right down here, kind of. They're vibrating around here.
Yeah.
I can move stuff around up here, so it sort of simulates a sound like if I was to be choked, it would push all this together like this, right? Except I can do it without being choked. So this doesn't hurt my voice. It doesn't even tickle. It just feels like talking. I answer telemarketer phone calls like this.
And then they
It
hang
would be
up.
interesting to go do like Starbucks and be like, latte, 4 pump cinnamon dolce.
They'll put Beetlejuice on the...
They'll close the store.
But you can use that like 8 shows a week.
It's actually oddly safer to use that than my real voice. Like
regular
the School of
voice.
Rock was more taxing on my voice
Yeah.
because I used my actual speaking voice all day long, and then used my actual speaking voice on the show to an extent that like it was hazardous. This is oddly, it sounds dangerous, but it's much less hazardous.
So the biggest challenges, is it the stamina? What's been the biggest challenges of taking on this role?
It's a different show every night because I get to be a conduit to the audience. So the audience is different every night.
Yeah.
There's 1,500 new faces, or 1,400 new faces. We have at least 100 people come back all the time, which is nice.
Yeah.
But it's a majority a brand new character in our show because I get to talk to them. So I don't know what's going to be out there. I'm hoping they're kind and they understand how an audience works. But there are people that, they sit in the front row and they've never been to a Broadway show before. I pick on them, and it's the one day they were like, if the next guy that picks on me, I'm going up there. I have to be able to deal with that.
Yeah,
so
totally.
there's like a cool worry. There's like a fun worry about that because you have to be the ringmaster. So you have to not only be a character, but you have to make sure everyone is dealt with and okay. So hopefully we do that. And one of the things I'm proudest of is that everybody feels like they're not being attacked by Beetlejuice, which I think we felt that way in DC. That I was sort of antagonistic to the audience, whereas I think this Broadway one, which people have really enamored themselves to, it feels like I have them. I'm with you. Like I'm your friend, even though he is notoriously a bad guy.
Yeah. But from the second you walk on, people are like,
I have you. It's
talk
like I
to
have
me, talk to
everyone,
me.
everyone right here is my goal.
Yeah.
And then at some point I go,
Yeah.
and
they love it.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, just being back at the Winter Garden, this is really like an interesting story because you were just there in School of Rock.
Yep.
And now you're back there again.
I never left. I slept in the attic.
Same dressing room?
Same dressing room. We call it the corner office. It's one of the few dressing rooms on Broadway that has like windows and it looks down Times Square and it's brilliant. We call it the corner office. It was brilliantly decorated this time around by Mike Harrison, so it looks like this kind of oasis, calm.
Yeah.
Everything the show is, the dressing room is not. Same dresser, my friend Keith Shaw.
Yeah. It's like,
who
hi
is
again, I'm back.
the greatest thing in the world to have him back because he is the complete yin and my yang. I'm out of my mind and really dirty, vulgar sense of humor, and he's like the guy that goes like, oh, geez.
How early do you like to get to the theater?
2 hours. Usually, I have to be there an hour before the show.
Yeah.
Makeup and wig prep. That is what my call is an hour. I'm usually there, depending on the day or depending on how much press I'm doing during Tony stuff. I'm there usually 2 hours before just to like be in a place.
Yeah.
I don't believe in walking in and going.
Yeah.
I've always done a better job if I could just be in a place for a second, live there for a moment, and then get to work.
Because there's two sets of these. Some people love like you do, which I would love to do.
Yeah.
Then there's people like, oh no, I'll get there at like, 29 minutes before, throw the wig on and put me on stage.
Clock punchers. I get it. I respect the game completely.
How do they do that? Like,
I don't
put
know
the
how
world
they do
out?
it. I do not know how they do that.
Yeah.
I also don't believe in leaving your baggage at the door.
Yeah.
Because all the characters I play,
Yeah.
and then most people that play characters have baggage. So it's easy to bring your baggage in, as long as you don't let it, take over your performance and break down on stage.
What an incredible company you get to work with. I mean,
Yeah, a bunch of hacks.
Sophie,
Ugh. Next.
you love her.
Couldn't love her anymore.
Yeah.
You can only make fun of the people that you truly love.
Exactly.
Sophia and Caruso.
Yeah.
And it's just, I told her, I said on the day that nominations came out and she didn't get one, which I had said for years before that, I was like, she's going to take the town.
Sure.
Which she has. Taking the town does not equal nominations.
Yeah.
People love her and rightly so because she is easily, and I say this with no hyperbole, one of the best scene partners I've ever had.
Yeah.
She listens, she plays, and when I was 17 on stage, I was like either doing the thing or forgetting my lines. Yeah. Trying not to pick my nose in public. And she is fully there, fully committed, coming up with new ideas. laughing when it's appropriate. I mean, like, she'll break like anybody else, but she's broken me, which is rare. That never happens.
That's a tough one.
It's a tough to break.
Yeah.
But she's brilliant. She's really nice off stage, and she's got a really amazing head on her shoulders.
Yeah.
And I've worked with her for 3 years on this, and she's only gotten smarter.
Yeah.
So I'm like really terrified for all the other girls out there that would be her competition, because there's no shot for you guys.
Got it.
Sorry.
Alex Timbers, what an incredible director. What's it like being in the room with him?
It's like getting encouragement on stuff that you're not even sure where. I mean, it's like being in a sandbox, because this was a really sandboxy way of creating a show. But then you have like one bigger kid in the playground that's like, you think's going to be very scary, and goes, keep playing. I'm into it. What's that? Yeah. I said this to John Mulaney, because he presented Alex with the Drama League Award.
Yeah.
And he was asking for anecdotes, and I mean this, and I think this really encapsulates Alex, is that he is as interested in your choices, if not more interested in your choices than you are. Because he doesn't like actors that ask permission.
Yeah.
He likes actors that do stuff and are not precious about it. Because I think that makes the best type of collaborative work, is to say, let's throw it against the wall. If you want to wipe all of it off, fine. But maybe we'll find some of the reason why we made this mess in the first place.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, me too. We really get along in that way.
Yeah.
I would, if they were like, listen, you have to work with Alex Timber the rest of your life. It's like the best,
Sign me up.
Best jail sentence you could ever get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The audiences, I love your Beetlejuice audience, because you have the Beetlejuice fans.
Yep.
And then you realize there's so much more to this show than just the movie.
I know.
It is so clever. Yeah.
Everyone that shops at Hot Topic comes sees our show.
Yeah.
Every goth, and we take all comers, man, because we have tons of first Broadway shows of people that are much older than you would believe to see their first Broadway show, that live in the city.
Yeah.
So they're seeing something that what's great about Beetlejuice is the name recognition. It brings them in, but they're staying for the thing that we've created, which is wildly different than the movie, but gives you all the stuff that you need. But, why would you do just the movie on stage? I think.
Exactly.
I don't think that's interesting. So people are taken to it, which is nice.
And the cartoon, I was brought up with the cartoon.
Me too.
With my nephews.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, when I saw this
For a second,
show,
I was like, you were brought up with the cartoon?
No, not me.
I'm not saying you're old.
Thank you. Oldish. Just gives me a face. No, but so there's a lot of that in there too.
Yeah, there's, I think, more of that. Tone-wise,
Yeah.
I think we hit sort of that cartoon, very heightened, but very dark, anything can happen, heads can spin type of tone early.
Yeah.
So that when heads do spin, no one's, well, that doesn't seem on brand of this. What's great about Beetlejuice in general is that it is sort of a living cartoon.
Yeah.
So you can't be big enough. However, when you see the show, you realize all this is set in stone in a grounded way. A lot of stuff is relatable. A lot of stuff is, for playing a dead guy, it's like there's no way to relate to that in any way. I didn't get to interview anyone that was dead.
Yeah.
And figure that out. And so it was nice to just go, well, how would it be to feel lonely all the time? For no one to see you, literally.
Yeah.
I can go there. I think everybody feels like they haven't been seen at some point. So he really, for a dead guy, is very human as far as his qualities go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all fell in love with you way before School of Rock, when you first got here, and then School of Rock happened. No, but seriously.
I appreciate
when
that.
you were first, you were like one of those people that everybody looked at and like, wow, something's going to happen with that
That's
one.
very nice.
That's
really nice. I wish someone would tell my parents that.
I love your parents. I spent a lot of. I know you, but
they're the most supportive in the world. Seriously,
they really are. They fly in from everywhere.
Yeah, but now they live here.
See, I sat next to them at a School of Rock event.
Yeah.
And I sat next to them at the press.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
They're cool.
They are the coolest people in the world.
They are cool.
They should be cool if they were
They're like
parents.
the last people to let you know that they're my parents, which I think was kind of great. They're like, they don't do like, just so you know, that's our son.
That's our son.
They never have done that, which is nice.
But if you know them, they're like, that's our son.
Yeah, they'll slip one in. But they won't tell a crowd.
Totally.
Yeah.
Being on Broadway, I mean, you have just wowed audiences in School of Rock and everything else you've done. Now you're doing it again.
You're such a good interviewer. Keep going.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
But what you do is, you said there are newcomers coming to the theater for the first time. I mean, you've introduced so many new people to a show, like the School of Rock and this. What do you love the most about like performing on Broadway and being a part of the theater community?
There are, right now, especially with theater programs getting cut across the country, and there's a bit of a resurgence, but still not enough, that theater's important. Theater's important not just because we need art in the world and a distraction and an escape. It teaches people perspective. Yeah. It teaches people to look at things from the other side. You don't have to enjoy a show necessarily to understand the impact of a show. And I like doing it now because I'm just sort of sick and tired of hearing about all these stories now about kids getting bullied for the things they're passionate about. So theater's a way for me to like, as a not typical theater person, a guy that just like theater's a big part of my life, but it's not. I represent sort of a slice of people that don't necessarily always exist on Broadway, which is the sort of character guy, not traditional leading man type. And so to be able to be a conduit to those people that feel like they don't belong, that's the best part, is that to be able to just say, look, we all belong here in some way. And don't, if you're passionate about something, be passionate about it. Eventually, the people that make fun of you, they may never stop making fun of you, but everyone else is going to see them as the jerk and not you.
Great, beautifully put.
Stay passionate.
Stay passionate. Mm-hmm. Finally, if you could sum up the best part of the experience of working on Beetlejuice, what's it for you?
Ooh, that's a great question. Currently, it's that I think it's that we are getting the accolades we wanted with no compromise. Yeah. We didn't feel like we had to really, truly compromise anything in our show to get the show we wanted on stage. And those 3 years were very important. And the 7 years before that they were working on it, that we didn't have to go, the show's great, but maybe we cut this because my aunt's cousin didn't like that word. It's like we're reading the Times, we're reading not the newspaper, we're reading like the signs of the times and figuring out where we belong. And we understand that we are not the classic musical theater show, and we're standing by it. Yeah. We're a very on-brand type, absurd downtown theater show on Broadway, and we're gonna like own up to that.
Yeah, which makes you one of the coolest.
I think so. Yeah. I was never the cool kid. I always looked up to that kid. Now it's nice to be a part of that kid, but it's nice. It's nice to be doing something that you truly like to do and not had to do.
Well, I thank you for dropping by today. Congratulations.
It was such a chore. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm gonna unchain him now and send you back to Schmackery's, right?
Please let my family go. They've done nothing wrong.
They've done nothing wrong. I love your family.
Oh yeah, I'll be at Schmackery's. See
you
there.
Schmackery's,
yeah,
right?
I'm going there right now to sell some cookies.
The best.
I don't get to make any money doing that though.
No, but you can eat them though, right?
Just kidding. Yeah, I can eat them.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good payoff. They are.
Hell yeah.
All right. I adore you.
I adore you.
Thank you very much.